Hey there, good evening. Scott Wiseman from WiseManTrek. Hey, got just a few weeks before I start my Pacific Crest Trail hike, and as I mentioned in an earlier video, I'm from Central Illinois. So I've been doing some training hikes and testing out my gear when I have a chance. It is the dead of winter in Central Illinois. It is January 14th. But we have a break in the weather. It got up to almost 50 degrees today, which is kind of unheard of this time of year in Central Illinois. But I thought I might take advantage of it and see if I could do a little testing of my tent and my sleep system tonight. So I have decided to hit the wild and normal and see if I could put up my tent in the wild and sleep in my tent tonight. The low is supposed to be somewhere in the low to mid 30s, so it shouldn't be too tragic, and should be close to home because I've decided to do this in my backyard. There's the house and the backyard is right over my shoulder. It's a little bit dark out there, but I've decided I'm going to go ahead and set up my tent, spend the night in the tent tonight, just to see how my 15-degree bag works, and my mattress and my tent. I'm just going to test it all tonight. I know it's just a one-night test. It's probably not going to mean a great deal when I get out on the trail, but it's better than nothing, and it's what I'm kind of limited to in the weather of Central Illinois. So there it is. At any rate, I'm probably going to set this on a tripod and probably just aim it at the backyard. I don't know how much we'll catch. I do have a light source here that I'll be using. So hopefully you can see a little bit of the setup of my tent, which is a Z-Pax duplex tent, so a two-person tent. And so if it doesn't come out well, I'll edit it out. If it does, then I'll hopefully be able to share it with you folks who are interested in watching this dude put up a tent at night as he prepares for a PCT hike. That's me. Anyway, so hang tight and we'll get there shortly. All right, we're gonna give it a try and see what happens. So bear with me while I try to set up this tent. forgot my trekking poles. Okay, there it is. There it is. All done. Okay, so sleeping bag, mattress are in the tent, aside from my phone and a charger that I'll take out with me tonight. Just about it. I am going to change into my sleep clothes that I'm going to wear on the trail, just again to test those out and make sure they're warm enough in this colder evening. So we'll see how that goes. Hey there. So I am finally in my tent. It's about 10 o'clock. Kind of early, but I am kind of tired. So I'm doing this after a day of work, and actually had a work party shortly after work. Got home a little bit late, and so I am kind of beat. And of course, I came home and set up my tent, and then had to sort of prepare for a stay out in the backyard. And I'm going to get up tomorrow and do probably a 6-mile training hike with my full pack. So got some things planned, but this is the first night that I've spent in the tent. I've set it up once before, and I think I set it up better the first time. Tonight I was in a little bit of a hurry and didn't take the time I probably should have taken to put up my tent right. I think that the bathtub of my tent, which is really the floor of my tent that actually turns up on all 4 sides about 8 inches, sort of creating a bathtub, if you will. It's supposed to help keep water out of your tent in the event of rain. The sides of my tent, the bathtub sides of my tent, are maybe an inch tall, so I've got to figure out a better way to set up my tent. It's not ideal. But the temperature right now is about 34 degrees. I am very comfortable in my sleeping bag. I do have on the clothes I intend to wear when I sleep on trail, including my Stay Warm socks and my base layer, my insulated base layer. I'm in my 15-degree Nemo Disco sleeping bag on top of my Neo Air mattress, full-size mattress, and in my Z-Packs duplex tent. And I intend to sleep here all night. I can see there's a little moisture on the inside of my tent already, probably just from exhaling, and creates a little condensation on the inside of my tent. The tent is designed to deal with that kind of condensation, but I'd kind of hope that this early it wouldn't have any, but I do have a little bit. So I'll have to figure out. I probably have a couple flaps of my tent that should be open that are not. But I'll figure that out. I've got a little bit of time, and figure out how to set up my tent better. But right now I'm pretty comfortable, and kind of anxious to see how it goes all night. Anywho, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. I've got my alarm set for 4:15. I hope to be up and dressed and have all of my gear that's out in the backyard packed up and inside my pack, much like I would if I'm on the trail. And I hope to be on the trail by 5. It generally takes me about 2 hours to do 6 miles, about an hour out, an hour back. So I can be back home by 7 with plenty of time to get ready for work tomorrow. So anyway, that's the plan. And I got my fingers crossed that it's gonna work. Ooh, kind of see my breath. Yeah, that's where all that condensation comes from. Anywho, I will talk to you soon. Good night.